Okay, this is Nick Glorioso. Welcome back to the shop with the Gene Smith Renegade Manninkin. Renegade mount today. Gotta tell you, really loving this thing. It's not a surprise. I just haven't had a chance to order one, but this is my wife's old brush. You could recycle a bunch of things that your wife doesn't need anymore. her old toothbrush you can use to clean your ears up, and my old toothbrush and everything else. So just keep that in mind. My buddy Ben Naman over in Canada, the great country of Canada. He goes to Tim Horton a lot for coffee, and he saves his paper coffee cups after he's done drinking his coffee. And look at all that detail you can put right into this thing. All right, so you could use like a coffee cup there that's, you know, maybe not drink out of it again, but you could put Bondo resin in there, all that good stuff. So okay, so we got the cape all trimmed out, stapled. I didn't want to bore anybody. Not very exciting doing that. But you just make sure you have enough cape to go on your backboard and everything. And I use my Boss Stitch air stapler. This one's only about 6 months old, but before that I had one over 10 years. The same one over 10 years. So okay, make sure your skin's nice and loose too. I see guys trying to put deer on a form they wish the deer would fit on, as opposed to the actual size of the deer. This was a big old buck, and I do have reference pictures of it, trail cam pictures and all that stuff. So this was a nice buck, and this is the size of this buck. Okay, so next, what I do, since I don't have a helper here in the shop right now, so what I do is I put my screws into this head block. Now, like I said, it was important to not put the antlers on before, because it makes putting the ear butts more difficult. Okay, just gonna to screw these all in. We know that's where they go because that's where they went. Make sure they're in there torqued really good. All right. That's Bondo and resin. Okay. Now I'm going to flip this back up. Okay. Again, you may have to stretch certain areas to go where they need to go. Because as you can see, there's plenty of cape that'll go where it needs to go here. So, okay. What I like to do at this point, take some clay, and we're just going to put a little bit of clay under each antler pedicle. Okay, let's pull this back here. Put a little ring around there. Don't put a ring on it. Okay. And then these screws here, we can make sure everything's covered nice. And this clay here is just potter's clay from Hobby Lobby. When you skinned out your deer, you noticed a little bit of meat right here, so we could rebuild that. So that's, you know, and just blending around the skull plate here. But that's exactly where it needs to go. I'm going to take some spray water here in a minute, and I'll smooth this all out. It's a good idea before you sew it up too. As you're sewing, shoot in some hide paste here and there. It'll get it locked down real nice. All right, so there we go. Now, everything's so cold here in New York State right now, but I'm just going to spray this a little bit. Now, if you get clay on the antlers, they will clean off. Don't freak out about all that. This here is just water with bactericide in it. Okay. There we go. Antlers are nice and tight, which they should be. Don't mount your deer if you have wobbly antlers. Let me tell you what, the first thing that's going to happen is your customer's like, wow, this is awesome, pick it up, and you yank the antlers out or something. That would be really bad. Okay. So now I have my antlers in place, my ear butts are in place, my hide paste is on there. You can see the incision. It's like I said, it just came from below the ears, maybe 2 inches. I don't ever use a long Y incision, especially on New York deer. It's not a southern Georgia deer. Maybe like Rick Carter, Bill Yocks, those guys there, they deal with super short hair Georgia deer. Okay, so I'm gonna start having a little bit of fun here, just taxiing things again. Where they go? Okay. Now, what I like to use and what you like to use may be totally different again, but what we're going to do next is tuck in the inner eye skin. Okay, and we'll tuck in the inner eye skin, and then there's certain tools that I use for certain things. This is the tucking tool that I like to use. It's pointy, and then what I like to use are these little bank pins to secure the coruncle, the cornuculus, which is the front corner of the eye. So what I'll normally do is try to grab one without poking the hell out of yourself, and just place one there temporarily. Okay, here we go. Time to taxidermy and bring this beautiful boy back to life. Okay, this eye skin was thinned out really nice and thin. There's probably 1/8 of an inch left on here. That's all, not even 1/4. I'm going to tuck in the coruncle first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this forward, push in the back, and then just roll that skin in. You could use the part that's not so pointy at this point. At this point. Okay. You can see the hide paste there. But we still have the shape of our eye. Okay. What you may want to do, just so you know that you're you're on track here. Just take some, this is just lacquer thinner on a brush, and just make sure that you could see in there. And I'm going to put a little bit of water at this point. Okay, that's looking good. I can see exactly where I'm at. Coroncle. I'm going to take that pin. I'm just going to push that pin in that coroncle. And cornuculus. Just going to sink this pin in there. And this is going to allow you room for your nictating membrane that you build up later on, if you like to. If not, just use epoxy sculpt, and you could fill that out. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is we're going to tuck bolt eyes, and I'm looking for my little tool here. Here we go. Big shout out to Mr. Scott Brewer from Washington State. Turned me on to this to keep your eyes on track just when you're first mounting the deer, just to get a little basic shape. This eye tool, again, don't need it, but I'm just going to put a little bit of detail into this eye. Okay, I'm going to push this corner, then I'm going to roll the skin into the tear duct, lacrimal crease or tear duct area. Again, there's guys that they pin the heck out of this spot, which, hey, you could do that. Again, just going to take some water. Now, I won't bore you with doing the other eye on camera, but there we go. Just trying to get this paintbrush clean, really. You want to make sure that you use reference and your eyelashes are angled down, okay? Okay, there we go. This is just a basic tuck. This eye is not done by any means. We're going to put a lot more detail. These are the Payer defined cornea, 32 millimeter, and they're the medium ears. Okay, so again, there's certain tools, taxidermy tools, that I like to use for certain areas. Believe it or not, here's my, you need some cling wrap. I don't like to use colored garbage bags for using for the nostrils. I like to use clear so I can see what's going on. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I tuck in the nostril, the nose. I did have a little bit of a tear here, but you'll see after this tucks in. We're going to roll this in. You want to use your reference photos again. We're going to have a little bit of epoxy work here after it's done, but not much. I mean, we're talking super minimal. Okay. It seems a little bit dry, this nose skin, so I'll hit it with some water. This is water with bactericide, okay? Make sure you put bactericide in your stuff. Okay, this is probably way more than enough, okay, for the nostril. Going to get some of this water out though. I did soak it pretty good. Okay. Now, if you don't get this totally perfect the first day, there are shops that do 100, 200 deer, and Their philosophy is get it right the first time because I'm not going to look at it again. As you can see in the back, that's all the deer I have for the year. There's like 15 left, okay, on purpose. Okay, this is my very first modeling tool. This is 25 years old from John Reinhardt. I think I paid about $5 for this tool. It's probably about 25 now, but that'll give you a little bit of comparison. Okay, so now this is going to be taken out tomorrow, okay? This is going to be taken out tomorrow and make sure that everything's perfect. I don't have, I purposely don't take in many mounts. That way I could dedicate a lot of time to each mount that I get in, okay? I don't want to take in 50 deer or 40 deer or 100 deer. I don't want that. It's 15, 20 deer, that's it. That's good enough for me. Okay? So, use your mannequin there. Don't try not to pull it up by... Okay, there's this hair. It's going to roll right in there. Okay? The same thing with this side here. You could go and keep your finger in that hole and just give it a little bit of a pre-stretch, okay? And we're going to roll this skin in, okay? Okay. Again, tomorrow on day 2, I'm going to make sure this is 100% perfect. I'm just trying to get it tucked in at this point and get it pretty close here. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put more cling wrap or whatever. This, I believe this is Dollar General brand. Probably $1 something for a roll here. Doesn't have to be cling wrap, but I just like the clear. Okay.